Bata bata, bata bata, bata box.
Turn it up.
I told you now.
Please.
You are worse than me.
Another year is ending. Shey you dey whine.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Battle Box Podcast. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Thank you for following us. Thank you for liking us on all our social media handles. If you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube page, please go ahead and subscribe at Batterbox. You can also follow us on all our social media handles at Batterbox. I'm really excited to bring to you today this episode. This is a rebroadcast. This is a rebroadcast of an older episode, which had a lot of downloads. So it's fun. It's a little bit animated, and also there's a lot of gems that gets dropped here. So sit back, relax. By the way, just wanted to give a shout out to our guest, Tokes. Thank you so much for all the insights you dropped here. I really appreciate it. The question actually in summary is about Japa and if Nigeria still works. So if you're wondering about that, or if you are thinking about Japa, and if you've already Japa, I think this is an episode that will give you a lot of insights into the state of Nigeria and how things are here in the new year. So a lot of the content described is still very, very relevant. I just want to apologize in advance about the audio quality. This was recorded live in Abuja. We had some network issues, as you know now, Naija. But sit back, relax, enjoy. And if you have any questions about this, you can always send an email to us at info@batterbox.com. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. Thanks, guys. Today with me, I've got a very, very special guest. So I'm here in Abuja visiting with him. Again, I've been in Nigeria on a family visit here. Just spending some time and getting around. He was in diaspora for some time. He's actually used to be a Lagosian. Lived in Lagos for a better part of his life before traveling to the UK to further his studies. So without further ado, welcome Mr. Tokes. How are you today, sir?
Very well, thank you. Nice of you to have me today.
You're welcome. So, how is Abuja? I just flew in today, and you were so generous to pick me up at the airport. So, thank you for that, by the way. But how is everything? How is the weather? How is the government and the politics?
I think Abuja is fine. I think we're just entering into our dry season right now. We've had lots of rain. I'm an alumni of Lancaster University.
Wow.
I studied there. Yeah, thank you. I studied personal and mobile radio communications at InfoLab 21, Department of Information Systems, and I did quite well, and I had a very, very wonderful time in Lancaster. Very wonderful time. I think to me, Lancaster is the best school in the world. The environment is beautiful. Better than your school.
So, for those who don't know, how far is Lancaster from UK? A lot of people just go to London. Like myself, I've been to London a few times. I've never been to Lancaster, but how far is it by the train or the bus, or you have to fly in?
Lancaster is in the northwest.
Okay, north.
So you really have to you pass Bolton, you pass Manchester, and you go north. So you pass Barrow, you go north. Okay. I think it's not too far from Burnley. I think it's the same Lancashire district, or is it district, or whatever they call it, or whatever in the UK. The same like a state. You understand me? With Burnley and another little city with little towns, but it's a very wonderful town. It's a very beautiful town. People are welcoming, and it was a good feeling I got. There's something about a place when you go to, the feeling you get there is really important for you. So I got a very good feeling. I got good vibrations when I was there, and I'd like to go back there once in a while to go visit. I have some friends there, both white and black, and I'd like to visit there and just say hi.
Good. Okay, so it seems like you had fun then. You had a lot of nice time, I suppose. So why would you leave such a beautiful city? Because you seem to light up when you talk about Lancaster.
When I was leaving Lancaster, I cried. The day I left, I cried. I remember I went to print some pictures, the arcade, in Lancaster City Arcade, and I was leaving to go take my bags, and as I was walking on the streets, I cried. I was crying. Tears were coming out of my eyes.
Yeah. And that's how much you missed.
Yes, because I really had lots of emotions about the place. But I had to leave. And one of the things that made me to leave is my wife, we're talking, and then she said, we're talking, I was telling her that I want you to come to the UK. I would like to maybe get a student visa for you, or maybe a fiance's visa for you to be able to come over to the UK, and let's start our life in the UK. At least I'm over here and we can move. And my wife asked me a question. She said, "Where are you staying?" And I said, "I'm staying in a one-room apartment." And she said, "You're staying in a one-room apartment?" I said, "Yes." And they said, "I am staying in a 5-bedroom flat, bungalow in Abuja." And just say, "And you want me to leave where I am staying and come over to meet you in the UK, all because you are staying in the UK? Mr. Man, come back to Nigeria. You don't have any business there." I was like, "No, you don't understand, man. Things are different." I said that no. I can't leave where I am and then come over to where you are. Come down back, and then let's see how we can cope. And I took that decision later. I thought about it, and I took the decision that I said, okay, I will come back. She didn't believe me until when I landed in Bola Ahmed Airport, and although it was a very horrible experience I got that day. And then I saw my father. My father wasn't happy that I came back because he was really, really mad at me. He wasn't happy, but he was glad that he saw his son after some years, but he wasn't happy. So, but I told him that I'll prove to you that this is the right decision. And I called my wife with my father's phone, because my dad had a contract phone then, so we used to call. I used to use his phone to call, get free time and stuff like that we had before I left for the UK. So as I used that same number to call her, she recognized that yes, I was truly in Nigeria. And that was the day she now told her people that she's engaged with somebody and the person is now back in Nigeria and wants to marry her. Yeah. That was the day she did that. So, it was, so after that, as I came back, I now decided, okay, what am I going to do? I now decided to join this civil aviation family in Nigeria. I went to the US. I went to 2012. I called that, you. Yeah. I 2012. I stayed a week. Yeah, I stayed a week, and I was bored, and I came back. Yes, that was after Hurricane Sandy. Yes, New Jersey. In New Jersey, I was in New Jersey. You understand me? And I came back, and I was like, after 1 week, I was like, come, man, I want to go back. We came for a training. I had a 1 week training in the US. And we had a nice time also. But I felt I had need to come back home. So this is not just that. Maybe somebody will think, this guy is actually maybe he's favored. No, see, I don't want to be religious here. I think we need to, in Nigeria and this part of the world, we need to begin to separate religion from your achievements, because. Right. Elon Musk is not religious, but he's the richest man in the world, and he will become he will soon become a trillionaire. So in dollars. So what are you saying? Right. So what are you saying? Right. So these are. So the thing there is, we need to look at these things. Dangote is not a serious Muslim. Let's say the truth. Dangote is not a serious Muslim. Otedola is not a serious Christian. I don't know the church. I don't even know his church. We know they carry Christianity for head. These guys don't do these things. So we should understand where we place our minds now.
So it's possible to achieve a lot in it.
It's possible to achieve being religious. No, I think we should even begin to. I think, to me, religion is an industry. Those who benefit are those on the top, and those who supply the benefits are those on the bottom. So I don't know. Some people may not be happy with what I'm saying, but that's my position. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not calling anybody's church name. Yeah. I'm not doing anything, so please don't crucify me. But that's my own perspective. And you should understand my perspective, because I'm coming from the diaspora. We don't have all these kind of church things there.
There's been a lot of questions about people exodusing out of Nigeria, just leaving Nigeria. Do you know why people are like fleeing out of Nigeria?
There is currently a kind of Japa trend or mentality among the youth. They feel that to Japa is the next thing once things don't work out for you in Nigeria. And a lot of them are ill-informed about what they are going to meet when they go abroad. They feel that when they go abroad, that things will be so rosy and better. And yes, of course, these other countries are more advanced in technology, and that's our problem in Africa, because our problem is that we have replaced our research in technology with religion. And that's our problem. And I think, and we are stuck in that religion. We are seeing that the religion is not working, but we are continuing to believe that the more we stay with it, that somehow it is going to come true with us. That's what they tell us in church, But unfortunately, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because these other countries are actually more advanced, and those of us who are from religious countries are exodusing to atheistic or agnostic countries. So, that's it. But also we need to understand that despite the fact that a lot of Nigerians are actually out to other countries, there are a lot of foreigners that are coming into Nigeria. A lot of foreigners are coming into Nigeria. So there must be something that they are seeing. There must be something that they are noticing that we in Nigeria are not noticing. And the thing there is that these guys are not just coming here to come and get funds, and from our banks and then start something. You understand me? They are bringing funds with them. You understand me? So at the end, just like we are taking funds out of Nigeria, if you want to go to Canada, you have to, get a certain amount of money in your account. You have to build such amount of your money to a certain extent before you can be able to get certain amount of points. Then you can now continue with your process and then get your permanent resident or whatever. But the thing there is that we need to look at it from the real perspective. There are opportunities here that people are not even aware of. The citizens themselves are not aware of those opportunities. And the thing there is this, as I think I told you some time ago, I said, when government is spending money in some certain sectors, follow the sector, engage with people within that sector, invest in that sector. But people don't understand that is how things work in Nigeria. There was a time when government was investing in telecommunications. Everything was about telecoms. And I personally, during that period, I went to the UK. I went for my master's. And when I came back, I only stayed 5 months and I got a job in telecoms. So many people got jobs in telecoms. But the thing is that because people were going into a sector that government was spending money on. And when government is spending money in that sector, private people will also spend money in that sector. And that was how I got a job. So when things started coming down, government was removing their minds from telecommunication and going to invest in other sectors of the economy. You understand me? People started losing jobs basically, gradually and stuff like that. So the telecoms industry right now is not as buoyant as it used to be, although there is still opportunities there if you really want to. But like right now, government is beginning to funded some research on 5G and they're about deploying 5G in Nigeria. What I expect people to do, go and get trainings on 5G, whether online or probably maybe either optimization, network, 5G network planning, blah, blah, blah. You understand me? How to resolve call failures and on 5G, blah, 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 and all those kind of things. And then you now add it to your CV and present it to an employer. You would get a job. But people don't think this way. A lot of Nigerians feel that things will fall from heaven. They feel that the way we used to give jobs before, in which when you finish school, you have a first class, and then employers will come to your convocation and come and employ you because you have a first class. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's a good insight. But 5G is still telecoms, though. Like, what other sectors the government putting money that is outside of telecoms?
Right now, the government is actually putting money in agriculture.
Okay.
If you remember, some years ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago, this particular government was talking about stopping importation of rice. And they were giving loans to people, to farmers, for them to plant rice. Now, private people invested in agriculture, in getting rice. Right now, we are almost self-sufficient in rice in Nigeria because big people who have money invested in this. Why did they invest in it if they didn't feel it was needed? They saw government policy was tilting towards that end, and they invested their money in that. They were building places to preserve rice. They were bringing in millers. They were bringing in all sorts of equipment. You understand me? To be able to, debone the rice. Destone the rice, not destone the rice. You understand me? And everything. And right now, at least our rice, I don't think I've eaten Nigerian rice and I've seen stone in it like it used to be in the decades.
They've gotten better, for sure.
Gotten better. And sometimes you may not even know the difference between what Nigerian rice and then maybe from rice from Thailand that we are using. You understand me? So that is what we're talking about. So, people invested in these things. People took loans from banks. You as a Nigerian, you have the ability to take loans from banks and buy and get into this sector. And then you would have been, I remember one of my colleagues was telling me, but there was this guy, he's a colleague of that both of them went to the same school. Okay. We went to the same school in either Usman Danfodio University in Sokoto also. So, the guy looked for job. The guy has looked for job for decades. This mother guy got a job and entered into public service. He's my boss, my colleague. So he was telling me this some years ago. But this friend couldn't get a job. He was looking for a job. Applied here. And the guy is a northerner. Which some people might feel, they have more privileges than other parts or something like that. But that didn't work out for him. What did the guy do? And I said, he's going back to his village. He wants to enter his quarter. This guy entered his village, and there was a particular area within his village that was waterlogged. So he used the opportunity to plant rice. Yeah. As I'm speaking to you now, that guy is a millionaire. Because he started to plant the rice. Initially he was just selling the rice in bags and stuff like that. Later on, he was able to raise money, you understand me, to be able to get a milling machine and other machines that he needed to be able to produce his own rice locally, so as it will be good for the current packaging that we are used to. You understand me? The one that he was using was the one that, the previous one he was packaging was the one that they just package inside this Gary bag, you understand me, Bako Spasa, and then they tie it. And there are lots of rice, but I think it comes with the bag is still on it. But right now he was able to remove the bags, clean it up, do everything, he was able to get other machines. And right now the guy is a man. A lot of farmers made money from this administration because they entered into rice farming. There's also an opportunity in ginger farming, but people are not aware of it. They say, it's farming. Why would they talk about farming? Blah blah. It's you guys that are in the south that are looking at farming and see farming is this thing. Your rich men have farms. Our rich men in Nigeria have farms. Our rich men in Nigeria have farms. My wife's in-law is a politician. He has a farm. He has a farm, and a big farm for that matter. He has his own rice. He has his own rice. He has his own rice brand. He has pure water. He has bottled water. Are you understanding me? These are areas. If you enter into this business, you can never lose. You can never, because the demand is always there. Nigerians eat rice as like I don't know what Nigerians eat rice anyhow. You understand me? So these are opportunities that some of these Indians, some of these guys from Asia, some of these guys some of these white guys, when they come and from Europe, when they come in, they see some of these opportunities, they come in with their funds and come and invest. You would think some of them are owned by Nigerians. No, some of them are being backed by foreigners. And at the end of the day, they're making money. They have also discovered a trend about money. You have to understand the market, the Nigerian market. They've understood that Nigerians like electronics. Nigerians like TVs. Now, some guys are bringing in companies that are abroad. Other brands that were not in Nigeria before, but are now in Nigeria. The guys who are running that owns the franchise for Hisense and the LG and Maxi and which other company. Where do you think they came from? They are Lebanese guys. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, Lebanon does not have a functional currency. They are using the US dollar as a means of exchange in Lebanon. Lebanon does not have, yes, go and check it out. Lebanon does not have a functional currency. As I'm speaking to you, you tell me that those people are better than us. We are far better than them. But these people came in here and they made enough money in Nigeria. Okay, look at it. They looked at the market, they realized that Nigeria has a power problem. What do we do? How do we invest and make money from this? They start importing generators. They made this thing, what is it called? They made distributorship agreements with Massey Ferguson, with Perkins, with other Cummins, with Caterpillar, with all this. And then they are the ones now importing this. It's Lebanese. JMG is owned by Lebanese. Mikano is owned by Lebanese. They're the ones running this shit here. And at the end of the day, they're the ones bringing all these big generators and everything. And you are saying that there's no money in it. That I'm trying to make you understand some of this. Okay, look at what is even going on right now. Everybody is talking about, we need alternative power, we need alternative power. Our fuel is going to go up next year. Blah, 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 blah. Guys are already importing solar.
Oh, you mean like the solar panel?
Yeah, solar street lights that have solar
on top. Yeah.
Simple.
Right.
And people are making money from it. But people don't know.
So the issue for those living in Nigeria, what you're saying is because they lack information on. They
lack information and they believe that nothing good can come out of Nigeria. When you have a belief that nothing good can come out of something, even if you are the good thing is happening in front of you. That's where the mind comes in. Are you understanding me? That's where the mind comes in. You have anywhere there is a problem, there is money to be made. There is a problem.
I like that. Anywhere there's a problem, there's money to be made.
There's money to be made. There's a problem of a housing deficit in Nigeria. There is money to be made by providing houses to people. You can decide, okay, you buy a small land, you develop it, and then you are renting to people. You are solving the housing problem without you knowing. And you're making money from it.
Yeah. So, and when there's a problem with power, you can also make money. With
power, somebody brings generator and sells to you, and then you buy. And you are telling me that there's no money to be made, my brother. These foreigners are seeing the problem and are seeing the solution in the problem and are seeing money to be made in the problem from the problem. And you are there saying that you are Japa going to abroad. How many of you will ever get rich, except maybe a few of you, that will ever get wealthy to explain as you are wealthy abroad? How many? Go to the UK now. I studied in the UK. I was in the UK. Most people are on the same level. Most people are on the same level. Okay, people are complaining right now that there's inflation in Nigeria, that prices of things are skyrocketing, and that that wages are stagnant. They have not increased. Exactly the same problem is happening in the US that they are going through. Am I wrong?
Oh no. I mean, you're right about that.
Exactly.
You're very right about that.
Same thing
Yeah.
is happening in the US.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to you
100%.
exactly the same.
Even
thing
in
happening
Europe,
here.
UK, Germany.
In Europe, it's the same thing. In fact, in UK, it's even worse. They even had fuel crisis.
Yeah, and then Brexit is not helping them either.
And then they had Brexit not helping them. They're having issues with bringing in goods from the EU into the
supply chain.
They have plus supply chain issues. They're having issues with trucks. Truck drivers.
Right.
They're having a lot of like Asda, Sainsbury's, and all these other shops. They don't have their shops are empty because of some of these things, because of this supply chain issue. So now you're telling me, what are you trying to tell me? You're telling me that those things are better than here? See, listen, we are battling the same issue. So you're just relocating and going to somewhere else. Now, Nigerians who like deceiving ourselves. Somebody travels to the US and then tells me, after 2 years, I bought a house in Canada. Man, you didn't buy a house for shit. What you did is you just paid the premium that was needed for you to be able to enter into the house. You don't have the opportunity in Nigeria yet.
Yeah, that's a down payment.
That's a down payment. You paid a down payment. You didn't, but we don't have that. We've not yet gotten to that extent. Except maybe if you are in government and you have the National Housing Fund.
But even then, you don't own the house with the down payment. So let's say you buy a house.
You don't own. You can't say that you bought a house. Somebody just. It's only somebody who doesn't know that you can deceive. We have it all over social media, Instagram and Twitter. Say I just bought a house. I mean, I entered Canada after 1 year later. I bought it. Who told you bought a house? That house doesn't belong to you.
That's right. The house belongs to the bank. You buy a house for 200K. It takes you 30 years to pay it off. And after 30 years, you pay 3 times as much. Yeah.
You pay, oh God, you see?
Yeah. But in Nigeria, you buy your house, you buy cash, or you own the house outright.
You buy your house, you buy cash, you have
no property taxes.
You don't have no property taxes. So you understand me? So although it's a different system, although ours is more difficult, you understand, to raise that amount of money to be able to buy. But at the end of the day, it's cheaper in the long run, because how much is maybe 50 million that you want to spend to buy a house, a whole house?
And when you buy it, you own it. It's yours.
You own it. It's yours. You buy a house, 50 million. Let's say, how much is 50 million? 50 million is about, let's say $60,000. Where in this world will you buy a house for $60,000? You can buy a house for $6,000 in Abuja, which is the capital of Nigeria. You can buy a house for $6,000. You can buy a house for $6,000 in Lagos, in the island. But you cannot buy a house for $6,000 in the US. A good house of that same standard in the US, you cannot. Because
not in 2021. The market goes up and down, but not in 2021.
Not in 2021.
Yeah.
So these are the things that we're talking about. So it's lack of understanding where you are, understanding your environment. Because I've seen the two worlds. I just came back from Austria. I went to Austria, and it's very, very wonderful. Austria is a very wonderful place. Very, very beautiful country. I have experienced what we have there. I've been to the US, went to the US, and we have seen what's going on in all these. And I bet you I would really rather prefer living in Nigeria with all our problems, because within the problem is a solution. We have a waste disposal.
People are just lazy in terms of how they want to think and
they
do the research.
That Nigeria, money has to come from government. The way things used to be, or we're doing governance wrong.
You are worse than me.
Now it was not sustainable. We now decided to change the modus operandi of governance. People are now complaining because it can't continue. It cannot continue. We can't have that. You have to look for a solution. You have a problem within your area, get a solution for it and make money from it. The mechanic in your place is making money from a problem that you have in your car. Are you understanding me? So now, when there is an investment somewhere, go into that sector. That's 1, 2. Number 2, when there is a problem, go into that sector. Now there's a problem. We have a problem right now. Security in some parts of the north. Do you know some people are cashing out by supplying arms to the federal government?
Wow.
Yes. Some people are cashing out by supplying arms to the federal government. Yes. They sign contracts with defense contracts, blah, 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 blah. They're making money. So when there is a problem, when there's a problem, look for the solution and make money from that solution. That's why I said when there is a problem, go for that problem. get a solution for that problem. You might need to go abroad to get the solution, in the sense that you look abroad, look at the society abroad, say, what are they doing right that we are doing? Then you now say, okay, this is the technology that they are using to solve this problem. But this technology can work in Nigeria. You bring that technology down, and then you make people to pay for access to that technology. Simple.
And people will pay. I mean, if it's a good solution.
Nigerians are willing to pay.
Yeah. If it's a good solution, they'll pay for it.
Nigerians are willing to pay. Okay, now we are having an issue right now. Okay, let me describe one problem that I am challenging the listener in Nigeria right now, the listener, to be able to address. Now, we have a problem right now. We have an increase in the price of bread.
Increase in the price of bread?
Bread, yes. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Understand? Increase in the price of bread. Bring out a solution that is cheaper and more affordable. And bring out your own brand of bread that is affordable. People will buy it.
It has to taste good, though.
It has to taste good, yes. You make it taste good, yes. And people will buy it.
It tastes like agege bread, or better.
Well, better. If it's better than, if it must taste as good as agege bread, at least, because agege bread is sweet. All these other things. Whenever you use agege bread with our girl, you know, it enters the food.
Right now.
It doesn't go through the blood. It enters from the blood it goes straight to the bone. It doesn't pass through the blood. So that's just the thing. I wouldn't leave Nigeria because we have foreigners here. There's so many foreigners that live there.
And that's because of the upside of the.
Yes, that's the upside. They are here for a purpose. They are here to make money. They're not here. They're not just here because in the World Food Program they have offices here. You understand? They are here. They're not here to make. They're not just here because they want to help people. They're here to make money also. One way or the other, they're making money. Their workers are being paid in dollars, and because Nigeria is a so-called high-risk country, they make more money in Nigeria than when they are working in the US. Yes, oil workers in Nigeria earn more than, who don't know this? Oil workers in Nigeria earn more than those in the US. If you are working in an oil company, it's no big deal abroad. Because why? There's no high risk. You get me? There's no high risk. You don't have security risks and stuff like that. But they pay you for all these other things when you're working. And you have more comfort when you're working here than when you're working, because they try to provide you that comfort here. You don't imagine that you're working where you have people that can just kidnap you when you have to. You understand? And they ask for a ransom. They pay you. Oil companies, oil workers are paid better. So these foreigners prefer to come to Nigeria to work. That's why we had an influx of Filipinos into Nigeria at the time. They were coming here to come and work because here was more lucrative than working in the Philippines. But Nigerians didn't understand what was going on. We didn't understand what was going on. We're just seeing these Filipinos working here. You didn't know what, and they will come and they don't even know anything. They will not be your boss. You understand me? But I think there is that this was the reason why they were coming here. The money is what they are looking for, and they were coming here for the money. So there's something
right.
That's why foreigners sometimes they go to zones that have security issues, because there's more money to be made in those zones. I'm telling somebody something. You know, if you get a job in Afghanistan now, cool. Because you will make more money in Afghanistan than if you're working in Spain. Or some people don't understand that if you're working maybe for an NGO or something, you'll make more money there. You go to Pakistan, you are working for an NGO, you make more money than if you're working in Spain or you're working in Belgium for that same NGO.
True.
So these are things that people don't understand. So they feel that that things that just not working, things are bad, this, that. Still listen. When things are a bit difficult, there's money to be made there. That means that there's a problem to be solved, and there's a money to be made. There's money to be made in those problems. That's the thing. But a lot of people don't understand this. Some people have not gotten that information yet, so they're still working with the information that they have. And when you when you work with deficient information, you get deficient results.
Well, that's good. So when you work with deficient information, you get deficient results. So people just need to try to always make sure they get the most up-to-date information, and they also need to know where to go to find that information in order to improve their lives and also make for a better Nigeria of tomorrow. That does it for us here. Sorry about the audio quality. We had to record in 2 different sessions. We're recording here live in Abuja. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, share, comment, like, follow.